Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to Got Whips podcast. This is episode 87. It is Friday, October 21st. My birthday is in exactly 2 months. That's just a relevant side note for y'all.
I'm like, where's
I
she going with it? This isn't her birthday. This is October, not December.
Yeah, but my birthday is in 2 months. 2 months from today is my birthday.
My half birthday's coming.
It's not about you, Nikki. It's about me.
I'm not. No,
It
the only
is.
reason everybody's been like, I've been watching floss tubes. This is where this is why I'm saying this. I'm
Oh.
watching the floss tubes, and
Mhm.
most people from floss tube world cast on their half birthdays,
Mhm.
like, or not cast on, but start a new project. So
Yeah.
I've been sitting here going, oh, what do I start for my birthday? Oh, what should I start for Justin's birthday? Because then I have two starts for November.
No, you don't get to do 2 starts for November. Anyways, my name is Heather. I am coming to you from Southern California.
And she's a brat.
I'm not. Just ask me, I'll
I'm
tell you I'm
Nikki.
not.
I'm Nikki. I'm coming to you from Central Wisconsin, and I'm ornery today.
And I am exhaustedly tired. Um, yeah, we'll
I
get
think
into
that's
that.
why I'm ornery, is because I'm so exhausted.
We'll get into that on live update, but just know that I am running on caffeine and little else. um, so we don't have any winners for this episode because we're in the middle of the month.
Correct.
But we will say that Sakatumi ends at the end of the month. Hashtags all all the hashtags for our cows will be appearing on the screen as I'm mentioning them. So if you need those, drop those down. They will also be in the description box down below. They are also located on our Ravelry groups under each thread, and they are also posted on our Instagram. Just look for the graphic that applies to the cow that you are attending to enter. So like I said, Takatumi ends at the end of the month, which is a Monday, Halloween. Um, I just know it's a Monday because I have to work it. Huh?
And I only know it's a Monday because I have a doctor's appointment that they remind me about today.
Uh, um, and then all of the other cows, apart from Stephen West and the ranunculus, and no, I guess everybody does, huh? Because we're in
Everybody
the
does.
last quarter. Yeah, we're at the last quarter of the year. So every cow that we have going on, featured designer, whip challenge, Stephen West painted along, and the ranunculus all end the end of December, which is December 31st, 10 days after my
What is
birthday.
with you and your birthday today?
I don't know. I'm not
Okay.
usually so like it's just
I
because
was
it's
gonna
October
say you're not
21st.
normally about your birthday. Like you're
No.
normally like low
And
key, like
just
slide
another
under the
day.
radar.
Yeah. I think it's just because it's October 21st and we're recording an episode. Um, so let's just get it. FOs. Do you have any FOs?
Kind of sorta.
Kinda, sorta. Okay. I'm
So
intrigued.
I started a snowman since the last podcast.
Hmm.
And I started it on a Friday, Zoom knitting. Um, but right now I have no stuffing in my house.
Oh.
So it was started down at the bottom. You do a cable up the top, and then this is the head, and then I'm gonna put a scarf and it has a hat.
Hmm.
Um, I wanted to see how big it was and stuff. I have plans for these for this year for Christmas. So right now it looks kind of funny and goofy, but we will see how this turns out. I have
It
to
kind of
get stuffing so that it stops looking so goofy.
it kind of looks like an owl. I don't know why.
It would kind of remind me of those little China dolls that pop out of each other.
Oh yeah, the nesting dolls.
Yeah, those things that they were in my mind to me of that too when I was making it. I'm like, hmm. But
Yeah.
it's a free pattern on Ravelry. I will
What
link it down
is
below. I think it's just cabled snowman.
okay. And I'll,
So,
as you know how I
yep.
do, the stuff that she's talking about will appear on the screen.
So,
Cool. Congratulations for an FO because
thanks.
I have one.
I mean, yeah, I don't have any of other FOs. And as I don't think we mentioned, we are a knitting, crocheting, needlework, all across.
Yeah.
Whatever me and Heather decide we're gonna try to play with for craft wise, we're just including it all on this channel now.
Bird just scared the crap out of me. Uh, anyways, we are a craft podcast. We can no longer say that we're a knitting podcast. We're just a
No.
crafty podcast. And we hope that you're okay with that. Yeah, so I have no FOs. I have one knitting work in progress and one cross stitch work in progress.
I have 2 knitting in progress,
Mhm.
a tale of woe with knitting, and then I have 3 cross stitch.
Okay, well, take it away, Nick.
All right.
I
So
know.
last night I was on Zoom with a few people from around the table, and we got to talk about some of our old Stephen West and like blankets. And I was going through my list. Heather knows that I was going to go through and pull some of my old whips that I'm just not loving off my needles, reclaim my yarn.
Mhm.
I feel bad reclaiming this yarn from my star blanket. So I've decided that I'm going to get through a little bit more of the stripes. I'm going
Mhm.
to do my own little thing at the bottom with all 4 colors. Is it
Mhm.
4? Yeah, 4 colors.
Mhm.
And then I'm going to bind it off and either use it as a baby blanket or give it to Sheila for her, she's getting to the age where she plays with stuffed animals and dollies, and she can use it for one of their blankies. I was trying to find the stitch marker where I was last time you guys saw this. Give me a second.
I really
Okay,
need to
here.
pull out my scarf blanket. I like it. And I'm not even
So
done.
there where I was down here in the turquoise, so I got this much done. I like it. I have 9 blankets in my world, that's like 8 too many.
No, you can never have too many blankets.
So I just don't find joy in blankets. Unlike
And
Heather.
I feel like this time of year is when I work on my blankets.
Yeah.
Because it's starting to get cooler here. I mean, it doesn't get
I made the
nearly
one for my husband and I confiscated it after I gave it to him, and I cover up in it every night while I'm sitting in my recliner.
Mhm.
And he keeps going, when am I getting my blanket back? Like, did you start yours? Are you going to finish one for yourself? No, one was good. And all
Yeah.
this yarn is Sheep Just Color Crafter purchased
Mhm.
from around the table.
It's
I will link my
all,
project page
yeah, I was gonna
down
say it's
below
all
so you
listed.
can go find it.
It's all listed on her project page.
And I want my bag back. I mean, it's had it for 2 years or a year and a half. I want my bag
We're
back.
coming up on 2 years.
Right.
February?
February, yeah.
Yeah, February will be 2 years. So a year and 3/4.
So I'll let you do your other knit one and then I'll talk about my last one.
Okay, so I am no longer a knitter. I'm just gonna say that right now. I am no longer a crafter. I work too much, and when I'm not working, I'm sleeping or chilling out. So I thought I should do something because I literally have not knit a stitch since from the last podcast to yesterday. So I decided to pull out my ranunculus because I want this finished. And I was here the last time you guys saw it. So I did literally 2 rows.
Progress is progress.
I'm knitting on it while we're talking, but this is ranunculus and I don't remember who it's by, but it'll be on the screen, and I'm using Yarn Bee Soft and Sleek DK in the aquamarine colorway, which this looks really good today. This
It does.
is showing really
I
good
think it's
color.
more true to color today than it has been.
Yeah. So that's really what it looks like. It's I like the color and I can't wait for it to be done.
It's pretty.
Thank you.
My next one is also a sweater. It's the Waves of Change. I did not put a stitch marker in last time because I was downstairs, still not able to move around a lot. But I was up here at this rib here.
Mm-hmm.
So I got down to separation for sleeves and added 2 more sections. So it's coming right along. I am using Sheepja's Chunky Monkey and Neon Orange.
And it is that neon.
It is, yeah, it is neon orange.
Probably a little bit more neon than what's appearing on the screen.
That is that one. I have 3.5 full skeins already in this.
Oh wow.
So
That is a yarn eater.
but it's only their skeins are only like 167 yards, I want to say.
True. Yeah, they're not.
So it's not like I get a lot.
But saying that their yarn that their skeins are only 160 something yards a skein, they're only what is it, like 4 something a skein?
$4.
Oh, $4. I thought it was like 4 and a bit of change. So they're only $4 a skein. So you have 12, roughly 12, maybe $16 in that sweater so far.
Yeah.
So it's not much. Okay.
Sorry, I just got a phone call, but I didn't answer it. So I was quick sending a message of why.
Okay. So like I said, I have 1 cross stitch, so you're still on.
Okay. I will first show the one that I thought I opened all these bags. Sorry for the zipper.
I didn't open any of my bags.
Okay. My first one is the snow globes that both Heather and I are still doing with Frosted Pumpkin.
Mm-hmm.
Last time, Heather will insert a picture where I was on the snow globe.
Mhm.
But I finished that one, which was month number 1 in August.
Oh,
Then I started September's. And one day I got all this really moving. And then, of course, life stuff and other shinies. So, but here's how I keep all my floss
Mhm.
for each project. It goes in my bag. I have everything with me. So like I've took this with me when I've had to pick up JJ from stuff or Justin.
Mhm.
So I can work on it in the car while I'm waiting.
Yes. So my fur Wilma, the only cross stitch I have going on, or not the only one I have going on, the only one that I worked on is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery Halloween wreath mal that's going on. And the snow globe is also a mystery, but they have released so far 3 clues, so I'm more behind than Nikki is, but
We're behind.
this is the picture that they released at the release. So it's the center of the wreath. All these will be clues all year round. So I have just started the very top of my roof. Yeah. That's not black. That's like a eggplanty purple, plum purple. And I, like Nikki, organize my floss on these thingies. They are called floss drops. We both purchased them from the same store, and this is a bit of my acquisitions too. I got my floss and my floss drops since
That's
last
both of our for the same project.
time.
I thought the
So
same thing though this morning when I started this. I thought that was black, and it's
it's
not.
not.
It's
It's
I
actually
don't know if
this
this is gonna
color.
show true to color. This is
Yeah,
the
it's this
eggplant.
color. So, what was I gonna say? Oh, we both purchased our floss drops from the same company or the same website, and we will link that down below. She is a small business out of kind of centrally California. She's about 2 hours north of me. So,
You must
after,
get your stuff fast then when you order.
um, y yes and no. Like, and this is nothing against her. I understand being a small business owner, but um, so like I got my shipping notification the day that she like generated the label, but then she like batch ships.
Oh,
So
that's right. I forgot that she does that.
yeah, so like I got my notification on like a Sunday, and then she didn't ship out until I think like Wednesday. But then I got my stuff like Friday, Saturday. So I think it just was kind of like, come on, like, me and my impatientness wanted it to be the shipping tracking to be updated like Monday. And it wasn't. But anyway, so yeah, we'll leave them linked down below, and she has sales all the time, and she has really good deals. So this is actually part of my acquisitions that I'll talk about when we get to stuff we got.
What color are you putting yours on? What, Ada, or are you?
Yeah, so my Ada it's called oatmeal.
Okay.
I don't know if you'll be able to see. It has like little flecks, like you
Yeah.
can see. Um,
I was just curious.
yeah, it's not white, but it's not like tan either. It's kind of like a light tan with like darker
Flex in
pieces.
it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Seeing you talked about yours, I'll talk about mine. I started this morning.
Oh wow. Look at you go. Putting me to
So I got that. And the reason why I did the little thing here was because I had more of the dark. I had more of the eggplant to use up, and I didn't want random strings hanging. So, and then I got this. Well, I talked about this last time, but this is the little needle minder that came with that you could get with this. And my fabric is blowing up, maybe right there. It's
Yeah.
Stormy Night from 123 Stitch. And I'm doing 14 count Ada.
I'm using 18 count Ada. That's what I use.
And then lastly, I worked on another mystery one that I was gotten this summer, but I'd never worked on it. Life. And I start working on it now. And so this is from
Fat Quarter
Fat
Shop.
Quarter Shop, Letters to Santa. So, and I'm using all the DMCs. I don't use fancy floss right now, so I have just a little bit left on clue 4 and then clue 5. I'm almost done with this. And I used, instead of chalkboard black, I used just black from Hobby Lobby. So,
is it raining at your house?
Windy, very, very windy, like 50-mile-an-hour gusts.
That's probably why. We apologize for the glitchiness that happened while Nikki was talking. I don't know if it was coming from your house or my house. I mean, everything came out, like we could hear you and see what you were showing, but it was a little glitchy.
This is what's funny to me though. This is all my flosses. Like compared to all the other ones we're doing, there's so much more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy. Um, we are recording thousands of miles apart. I don't even know. Yeah. Anyway, so
How many miles we are?
yeah, I looked it up before, but I don't remember what it is. Like from your door to my
I have
door.
no acquisition. I have one acquisition up here
I have
with me today.
two. Well, technically three, but I already showed you the third. So two. You want me to go?
Did you even say who the floss tubes were by, or the floss drops were by?
No, Atomic
Atomic
Heart.
Heart.
I was finished. Yeah. So this is
So
my
you go to look for it down below.
yeah. This is my the rest of my floss drops. This is I have they're black, kind of like black frosted. I got the bobbins. So if I wanted to, I could put them in a little box and they would still it's I don't know if you can see that more.
She's like, stand up, please.
It still stays. And I am using the number stickers that she provided. If I decide to change the floss that goes on that drop, um I'll just purchase some little Avery stickers or whatever. But I'm yeah, these are fun and they're easy and they're quick. I used to be a strictly like wind my own bobbin stitcher, and I feel like that's partially why I stopped stitching, because that was a pain in the rear to wind all the bobbins and make sure they're all like neat and flat so they could store properly. But I purchased these from Atomic Heart, and she has like less than perfect excuse me, less than perfect floss drops, and she sells them at 50% off. So I purchased 2 packs of the black bobbins, um, which is equals 100 floss drops. And then I purchased a ring from her. So
I was trying to see where mine were. I had my first one that you saw kitted up. I had used the stickers like Heather is.
mhm,
And then I was watching one of her TikToks or YouTubes, or I don't remember where I saw it, but she said you could write on them with Sharpie and then just wipe it off with alcohol.
mhm,
So because some of my colors in each one, um, I'd have more multiples of the
mhm,
same drop. So I
mhm.
decided just to start writing on them with marker, the Sharpie,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
then I can
what?
reuse them how I feel.
Yeah, and I
So
feel like if I hadn't gone black, I probably could have done that, but because I purchased the
that's what
less
I
than,
was wondering. Could we use the silver or gold
oh
Sharpie
yeah,
on there and it wipe off?
yeah, I
Or
just
even
don't,
the I know they have a white Sharpie now too.
yeah, yeah, I'm sure.
So
And I mean, yeah, if I can't purchase the labels or the stickers like I want to in this right size, because that's like an inch, I think, then I might just get like a gold or silver Sharpie. Um, so you have what's your acquisition?
my only acquisition is I kitted up for October 29th cast on, or not cast on, but start.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Christmas rules. So I bought the pattern um, of Floss Tube's Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
not Instagram, Etsy. And so then I also, they had talked about these, me and Heather just talked about these the other day, but these new hoops. So that's in with this package. And then the only thing I have left to do beforehand is to bobbinate.
But you're not bobbinating, you're floss.
Not bobbinating. What am I doing? Flash dropping. There we go. I'm doing one of the things, okay?
Yeah.
And I bought a pack of 30 of these
Oh,
because I've been kidding everything as I get it.
yeah. So my next, I guess I'll combine. So I purchased some of these bags off Amazon. I bought 16. Um, and I have all these still in this big package. But my um snow globes is the word I was looking for. My snow globe and my Halloween wreath have already been moved over into these bags. Um, and I put my floss for my snow globes on some floss drops too. And I still have all these left, so that's a really good deal.
Yep.
And then Nikki sent me a link for some needles because she's an enabler. And I bought this tube of 100.
Yeah.
100 needles for like less than $10. So yeah, they're the gold eye needles like I like to use, and they're good for 28 or no 18 count. I don't do 28. So yeah, I got that, my bags, my floss drops. I think that's it. Oh, and my floss came from 123 Stitch.
Yeah, but it would be boring to show everybody our flock we get because it's just for the project. You'll see it when we do it.
Yeah, I mean I showed you when I was showing you the project.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're purchasing cross stitch supplies now, not yarn. Sorry, not sorry. There's so many.
Making sure we have a retirement plan
There is so
for
many.
both crafts.
There's so many charts that I want to do. Nikki was an enabler again and introduced me to Stitching with the Housewives, who are probably the most hilarious, and I don't know, I love them. I highly recommend you watching them. It's a mother-daughter team. It's Priscilla and Chelsea, and they, I don't know. I mean, they say that they take their cross stitch everywhere and do it at any moment, but I don't know how they have more hours in the day than I do. Like, I just don't get it.
I know because like they come out with patterns. I swear, every like 3 days a week, they come out with new patterns.
Right, but then I mean, yes, they do come out with patterns like crazy, but also like,
And they finish them, like fully finish them.
yeah. I guess in my mindset, like I'm like you, like how are you pumping out these patterns so quickly? But then I think about it realistically. I have no pattern designing skills whatsoever, knitting or crocheting or cross stitch or crocheting for that matter. So, like, take my word for what it is. But I feel like how they're pumping out patterns so quickly is because they've been working on them for months before. You know what I
Right.
mean? But like
And
in
I will
my
say,
head, as the consumer, it's like you're like how do you have the time in the day to do this? But when
and Priscilla is the one who like I think mostly I could be wrong, but I feel like she's the one who mostly designs them, and she
Mhm.
draws them on chalkboards. So then
Mhm.
she just takes a picture, and I'm assuming this is how this goes. So she takes a picture and then gets them grafted onto a chart.
Well, you
So
can like you can take any picture. Excuse me, you can take a photograph and get it grafted on a chart. There's a website that'll convert it.
right,
Um,
but then to match the floss to go with that.
it does everything for you. So like
Wow.
once you generate the picture into like this website, I can't off the top of my head, I can't think of what it is. But if you're really invested in figuring it out, Google.
Hmm.
um, there's a website that you can put in a picture into its like generator, whatever, and it'll map it out to fabric count and floss colors. Like you can say, I
Oh,
want to do DMC anchor, um,
classic
DMC
color work.
anchor, not classic colorworks. It's only like the big, like
Oh, okay.
commercial
Yep.
floss. Um, it might be dimensions, but I know it's DMC and anchor for sure. And then you have to pay for it, but it'll generate a pattern for you. So I know that there's a way to do it where it's not like so much of a brainchild, but also like Priscilla's been doing this for years. She used to design for a magazine. So like she could have drawings that didn't pan out 10 years
Yeah.
ago that she's, recycling or whatever, or pieces of it, you know, that she's just making into a different pattern. But whatever, nonetheless, they are amazing and funny, and I want to make almost all of their patterns. Did you see this morning they came out with a third Halloween Town? They kill me every freaking time with that damn truck.
Every Friday.
That damn truck. I want to make that. I want to stitch every pattern they have with that damn truck. And I hate stitching
So
my
if you
black.
don't know, Heather loves old truck and
Mhm.
owls. Like if you want to get Heather's attention, that's what you need. And she's all about
Like
it.
the old pickup trucks, because my grandpa used to have one. So like old pickup trucks that have like the big wheel things. Yeah.
The old fashioned trucks
Yeah.
from the 50s, 60s.
Hmm. My grandpa used to have one, and then my cousin decided to restore it when we were like teenagers. I don't know.
Gotcha.
And he restored it, and then my uncle drove it in car shows when he was in college, when my cousin was
Okay.
in college. So it's like, yeah, it's a thing. It's sentimental. So I think that's all of our crafty content. Check out Priscilla and Chelsea. Do you have any other honorable mentions or mentions of?
I have been binge watching the Corn State. It's like on my TV screen, but I can't read it because you know how it goes gray.
Mhm,
Corn Huskers Floss Tube.
mhm.
And they're another mother-daughter duel that I
Okay.
find really funny also. But they just cross stitch and quilt. And the mom does knit.
Oh, okay.
So like very randomly you'll see a sporadic knitting thing. What's really funny is that she was just here in Oshkosh
Mm,
and they're from Nebraska.
mm,
But she comes up every year for the aviation EAA, the biggest
mhm,
air show here in the United States. So
mhm,
almost everybody who's into planes and everything normally comes up to that if they can. And they own an airport in
oh,
Nebraska, and she actually sews to recover like the seating and everything. So people bring it to them to restore their planes, and she does all the original fabric and stuff for inside the older planes and newer.
cool.
So,
Cool.
but there was another knitting one that I was watching too, and I can't remember who it was. If I remember, I will add it down below.
Mhm.
But that's all for crafting for me.
Yeah. So, are we going to mention Wednesdays?
Pay attention to our Instagram. We do
Mhm,
post if it's going to be on or off.
mhm.
Last week I had a family emergency, which we'll get into in a little bit. But for right now, I'm going to say I will only be there Wednesday evenings.
Yeah, and I will. I feel like we're kind of making an executive decision on the fly. Um, I will not be able to go Wednesday evenings, because of my work schedule. But I feel like for right now, just until I can get a better handle of things, if we can suspend Wednesday morning,
Yeah.
and
And we'll
just do
revisit it in January.
Wednesday evening. Yeah. And I'm not saying like if things start to calm down, we won't, I won't decide, hey, let's just pop in a Wednesday morning here. But Nikki and I are working opposite schedules. So she works in the morning, I work in the evening. I close, so I work until 11. And then
And
because
I'm
Wednesday,
fast asleep by then. Fast asleep. Because I get up
oh
at 5
yeah,
a.m. for work.
I mean it would be 1 a.m. at your house.
Yeah.
Um, so, but also because I'm working 5 days, Wednesday is my last day. So by Wednesday, I'm done. Like I'm I'm running on very little sleep because like I said, I get off at 11. I have to get up at 6:30 with the kids to go to school. So you do the math, that's not a lot of sleep. Um, which I mean, whatever. I'm grateful for a job, but it's kicking my butt at the moment. So I would like to say that we will spend mornings,
Yep.
if you're okay with that, until further notice, but Wednesday evenings will still be on. And yeah.
And the third Saturday of every month will still be there unless otherwise posted. And we will
Yeah.
always mention that if we're not going to do it that month on that day, we will let you know far in advance here on the Zoom, or not Zoom, we're on YouTube.
I mean, we're on
What?
Zoom, but it'll be published on YouTube.
Right, right. We will talk about it if it's going to be moved to Saturday or something due to holiday or whatever might fall.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. So that is all of our knitting and Zoom and stuff. We're into life update. If you don't want to stick around for that, see you later. Bye. Have a good week. Have a good week, or have a good 2 weeks because now we are on to every other week podcasting, and we'll see you next time.
for those that have stuck around, Sunday I was going to the pumpkin farm with my grandmother in the car
Mhm.
and meeting my family. And my grandmother had a stroke while we were driving in the middle of nowhere near hospitals. So I had to get to a hospital as fast as I could legally and get her taken in, seen. She was there in enough time to get the medication they give to thin out the blood so that the clots, all that. Um, in the process, they broke her hearing aid, so she can't hear. She's completely deaf in one ear and the other ear. The hearing aid, helps, but now that she doesn't have that, there's no way to communicate with her unless you write on a whiteboard and then she can answer you. We are waiting for the hospital to let us know what they're going to do about that. In the meantime, I did order something in just because I can't take her somewhere to be fitted for hearing aids at this moment.
Mhm.
So those are coming in today. We will see if they help because, like I said, it's just something off of the internet that says it's like a hearing aid, but at less costs. They're supposed to fit like an earbud. I don't know if it'll work for her or not. I'm going to try it. Hopefully, get some of grandma back. We did get an amplifier, so she has the old school headphones on her head. It's hooked up to a cord, and we talk, and she can turn it, and she can somewhat hear us now, so that's better. Um, yeah, and now she's finally out of the hospital in rehab. She has to go to
Mhm.
rehab because it affected her whole left side, and she was weaker. So that running back and forth every day this week has been crazy because it's 2 hours away from me, and with one vehicle in the family right now, it has been nuts,
Yeah.
to say the least. Now that she's in the rehab facility and understands she's not in a nursing home, she's not being left alone. She's doing great. I took her iPad. She was talking. She was eating. She was finally able to get up and move a little bit, with some help. They're doing physical therapy 3 times a day, OT twice a day. So we're hopeful that within a few weeks she will be back home. And in the meantime, JJ got his license. I got cleared to go back to work and then had a problem come up with my foot. So now I'm back to, we don't know. I go to the doctor Monday unless things get worse over this weekend. So just please bear with us. I'm emailing everybody who ordered kits for Halloween and from Sweater Weather, and I understand if you would like a refund, I will go ahead and send that back to you. Time has just not been on my side since September 6th. I have not been able to sew.
Mhm.
And that was not supposed to happen that way. That was not what the doctors had told me at all. So I didn't think this was going to be a problem at all.
Mhm.
And life happens. So I'm very sorry. It's only a reflection of what happened to me. So I apologize great heartily and hope you will, stick with us through this.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you said, it's when you're going through something that is unknown, you kind of rely on the information that you're given. But at the same time, there was some things that happened and sprung up that were even unforeseeable for the doctors to say,
Yeah.
So I mean, it is what it is. When you go through any kind of surgery or procedure, there's always the risk of having something else happen,
Yeah.
or
And when we started these kids, I didn't know I was having surgery
right, exactly.
at all. And then it came up like at first it was supposed to be 1 week, and I was like, no, I need at least one more week, to try to even get my affairs with my family in order. And
Mhm.
then it's just everything snowballed from there. But
Yeah,
we
I
are all
mean,
well now. We are thankful for all the prayers and wishes. And I just
mhm,
needed to reach out and let everybody know that I am greatly sorry.
yeah, yeah. So, hmm. um, I guess for my update, I'm working. Gabriel was homesick for 3 days, so that kind of, yeah, he went back to school today. Um, Evelyn's homecoming game was last night. They did not win, but they had they did the whole, announcement, homecoming court, all that jazz. She took a picture. I don't know. She did like a. I've never seen it happen. She says that it happens at every game, but I've never seen it happen where all of the senior cheerleaders from the home side go to the visitors and kind of have like a meeting with the senior cheerleaders from the other side. She
Oh,
says it happens at every game. I've never seen it. So basically, like what they did was like there's 7 cheerleaders on combined JV and varsity. They're seniors this year. And so what they do is they kind of like link arms and walk along the track that like goes around the base or not the baseball field, the football field.
football field.
And then like they meet under the end zone at the end and like shake each other's hands and like meet them and say good luck and blah blah blah. So like I looked down at the
That's
field and
weird.
Evelyn was yeah. I looked down at the field and Evelyn was gone and I was like, "Where's Evelyn?" Because she was on the field last night, and Hutch was like, "I don't know." And so like we waited, and finally like I saw them. So like after they meet the cheerleaders in the middle, then they come back and they're like linked arms together. And so she's walking back with like the other seniors, and I know most of the girls on the team. And so I was like, what? So then like later on, I went down to the field to talk to her, and I was like, what was that? And she's like, oh, we went over to the other side to meet their cheerleaders. She's like, it happens at every game. And I was like, I've never seen it happen. Like, I don't remember ever seeing that happen. And she's like, yeah, it happens at every game. And I was like, oh, okay. And so I was like, did you guys like, I thought they went and took a picture. I was like, it's not senior night. That's next week. Um, but yeah, so next week is senior night. So Hector and I are going to escort her on the field. We're going to be
Aw.
announced, Evelyn, we're going to be announced and all that. And it's getting real. It's getting real. It's getting real. Father is a senior. And
So like how you kept bringing up your birthday on the 21st.
yeah.
What you failed to mention is like a week prior to this, you'll be a mother of an 18-year-old.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'll be a mother of 18-year-old, and we have already started planning her 18th birthday. Um, she wants to have a Winter Wonderland formal theme.
Aw.
Sorry, that was my slipper. And she wants to have everybody wear formal wear. Her colors are ice blue, silver, and black. So like we're already starting to plan that, and yeah, my daughter's
Where's
gonna
it
be
gonna be?
here at the house. We're gonna
Okay.
rent a tent for outside, get some heaters. She wants us to have it catered by like a taco or some kind of vendor. Um, and then yeah, so my daughter's turning 18. We started talking about it last night, and because like Hector and I talked about it on the way to the game, and I was like, I'm busting my butt working. I'm not gonna be. I feel like our kids deserve, our financial situation has been tight for a while. I'll just say that. So I feel like the kids kind of Evelyn deserves to have a great 18th birthday while it's going to kill me inside that my daughter's 18. And like the kids deserve a decent Christmas. I'm not gonna go out and buy them, crazy amounts of electronics or whatever, but they need a good Christmas. So I'm looking forward to Christmas and Evelyn's birthday, and yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So on that note, I think that's all I got.
Yep, that's all I have.
Yeah. Matt's good. He's fine. He's a teenager that drives me crazy, but he's fine. And Gabe is doing better. Obviously, he's in school. Yeah.
Yeah, I
All
mean,
right.
JJ is doing well, and Justin is great. It's hunting season for him for ducks, so
Yeah, he's fine.
Saturdays and Sundays he's hunting the ducks and loving life.
Yeah, Justin's living his best life right now. Don't worry about him.
I mean, he's stressed out about me and about grandma, but he's trying to hide it all in. And funny story about Justin this week is we went grocery shopping back when I just had surgery. I was in a wheelchair. We were at
Mm,
Costco for like 2.5 hours. Heather knows this because I called her on the way home, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die from all this food. Like there was no room in my car. None.
no.
Justin bought, I like chicken patties, the breaded chicken patties, every once in a great
Mhm.
way. Like I'm talking like once every 2 years.
Mhm.
And we saw him. I'm like, oh yeah, that'd be great, to have one night. Well, I can't cook. He's
Mhm.
like, okay. So he just went and he grabbed a box and he threw it in, went in the freezer the other night to, oh, I'm gonna make us dinner tonight. I'm like, okay, well that's good because I can't. And so me and JJ were talking in the living room about colleges and stuff. And he comes in, and he's like, why would you buy this? I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, why'd you buy this? I'm like, buy what? And he's like holding the box of chicken patties. I'm like, you put it in the cart. Yeah, I know, but they're supposed to be chicken patties. I'm like, the box says chicken patties. He's like, but read the small print. I'm like, oh my goodness, what is that? He's like, they're plant based.
Oh
JJ just,
God.
JJ and me just start
Oh.
laughing at him. Which, if you know my husband with being an avid
Oh.
hunter,
If
you
you know
know he's
Justin
a
at all, he is a meat eater.
yes. JJ's like, well, I'll try it, Dad. I was like, make it. I mean, so he goes, he puts it in the, puts them on a cookie sheet, puts them in the oven, and then all of a sudden, like a few minutes later, me and JJ hear all these pots and pans going, and we're like, what is he doing? Like, what's Dad doing? I'm like, hey, hon, what are you doing? He's like, we need vegetables with the chicken patties. We have to have a vegetable and like he's trying to make a proper meal. And JJ's like, don't we need chips or something, Dad? Because we already have the vegetables in
Yeah, the
the chicken
vegetables are
patty.
in the not chicken patty. The
Right.
vegetables are in the not chicken patty.
So then
Oh,
we come upstairs after eating. They were okay. They were good. They weren't juicy like normal chicken.
Mm-hmm.
but they were edible. They were good.
Mm-hmm.
We come upstairs, and like I said, like Heather just told you, my husband's a 100% meat eater. And so he comes in and he's changing to go do his live for his gaming. He's like, oh, I think my arteries are unclogging. This is not good. We cannot have healthy dinners like this ever again. Now, we're not unhealthy, but he just, I'm like, what are you talking about? There's just too much. We had too many vegetables tonight. Now, mind you, there's summers where Monday through Thursday, all we eat is salads,
Mm-hmm.
and he devours them.
Yeah.
But I guess we do cut up ham and chicken or turkey in them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, my husband's very much a meat eater.
But
So
yeah,
I
like
thought,
you said, it's not like he's unhealthy. He just
no,
he has to have he likes a high protein diet.
he does.
And I think that stems back from him being an athlete.
Yeah.
Athletes need to have high protein, and he.
Because my husband was a wrestler, football player, and baseball player.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
he was very active, very much the meats.
Hmm.
And his family is German. And so they're meat and potato, meat and
Yeah.
potato,
Yeah.
especially for main meals.
Yeah. For sure.
We hope you have a good 2 weeks.
Yes. Happy crafting.
I will see you on Wednesdays if you choose to come. Otherwise, we will see you here in 2 weeks.
Yep. Have a great week. Have a great 2 weeks. Happy crafting. Bye.
Bye.